Good evening. Welcome to the City Council meeting for Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. Ms. Silbrick, will you please call roll?
Yes, sir. Councilman De La Garza?
I am present.
Councilwoman Solis?
Here.
Councilman Crawford?
Here.
Councilwoman Scott?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Young?
Here.
Councilman Lofgren?
I'm here.
And Mayor Bachnight.
Here. If everyone will please rise for the pledges, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Garzett. Do you have any announcements and/or reminders tonight?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I sure do. Just a few. So on behalf of Environmental Services, we want to invite the community to attend the Keep Victoria Beautiful's third annual citywide fall sweep, which will take place on Saturday, September 9th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Individuals and groups are encouraged to register at victoriatx.gov/KVB in advance to plan for the different volunteer locations around our community. On behalf of Municipal Court, we want to remind the public that applications for the Child Safety Grant Program will close on Friday, August 25th. Organizations who are interested in applying can visit victoriatx.gov/Child Safety Program or attend an applicant workshop being held on August 16th and the 23rd. And on behalf of you, we want to remind the youth that applications for the 2023-2024 Mayor's Youth Council will close on Thursday, August 31st. The Youth Council is open to high school juniors and seniors who reside in Victoria County. More information and the application can be found at victoriatx.gov/youth council.
Great.
And that is all I have for this evening.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, tonight we have a great recognition for a group of young men and their coaches. The Victoria Northeast Junior All-Star Baseball Team. We're here to recognize them. They did a great job this year representing the Little League of Victoria as well as the City of Victoria. They had victories at the Junior League Texas East District 27 Championship, the Junior League Section 4 Championship, the Texas East State Championship, and finished third place in the Southwest Regional Tournament for Little League. And we're very proud of y'all. Y'all are great representation of the young people in Victoria. We appreciate all your hard work and dedication to get to this point. I know it's a grind, but y'all represented yourselves, your parents, your families, your coaches, and your city very well this year. And thank y'all for being such fine, outstanding young citizens. For each of the young men, and y'all are more than welcome to say a couple words if you'd like, brag upon them. Thank y'all so much.
We thank y'all for recognizing us.
Can you step up to the microphone, please?
Oh, my bad. We want to thank City Council and everybody in Victoria for recognizing the hard work that these young men put in over the summer. To you gentlemen, I can't thank y'all enough. An amazing, awesome summer. Played outstanding, upheld to all the standards that anybody could ask for. To the parents, thank y'all for putting up with everything that we went through for the summer. I mean, it was outstanding. It flew by. Great job. I'm so proud of you guys. Coach?
It's been a historic season for everybody, representing Northeast, but not just Northeast, the city of Victoria. We're all proud of you, the city, the parents, and the community. Thank y'all for doing a great job. And I'm proud as coaches to be here and watch y'all go through this journey.
Yes. That was number one. Thank y'all again. Thank you.
And thank y'all. Y'all are welcome to sit through the entire meeting if you'd like, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. If you want to clear out, then I'll give you just a couple minutes. Thank y'all for being here, though.
Thank you.
Who's MVP, right?
Who's the best player?
There you go.
All right. Do you have any other public or employee recognitions, Mr. Garza?
No, sir.
Okay, items from council. No? I have one, just a quick airport update. As you recall, we've talked about that we were going to vote tonight on the airport agreement. The county ran into some issues and didn't get it on their agenda for next week, for Monday, yesterday. And so I know that I said I wouldn't bring it back to you again if we didn't vote on it tonight. But I just ask that you please give the county one more week to work through a revision. And if that's all right with y'all, we will take it under consideration, should they choose to vote on it at their next meeting on August 21st. That'll give us time to put it on our agenda for the 29th. We have a special meeting, we can put it on then. But we have a version 8 out there that I think everybody should have been copied on by now. My expectation that that's the last and final version that we're dealing with, and hope that they put it to a vote on Monday, so.
Seems fair.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Nothing else for items from council. We'll go to citizens communication. Mr. Desi Lopez, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while.
Been about 9 months. So, Mayor, thank you for letting me speak again, council. You know, when I used to coach at Southeast with Anthony, and he was with 2 of those boys. And I've been saying since 9 years old, Barrows, he's a stud. And then COVID hit, messed up their 11-year-old. They did pretty good. Port Lavaca had them on a lockdown. They couldn't get past Port Lavaca. And now that they were 13, 14, and 15, Anthony chose not to play. He missed this experience, but he got his driver's license, and, you know, he's all excited about playing for East. But to miss this experience.
Yeah.
So for his punishment, I made him read the Warriors, you know, because that baseball team in there, and he didn't understand at first. Then he saw the movie, he goes, oh, that's what it takes. That's kind of hard it takes to fulfill your dreams and goals. And I go, I'm sad you didn't get to experience it. But then all of a sudden, Gage, another guy, little spy, would text me real quick because of technology. I was getting inside information before Facebook and everybody else, and I was having fun with it. I wish we could have went farther. But acknowledging Barros and Perez and the kids that I saw grow from 8 years old to now, it was wonderful to see. So, I mean, gave Anthony a new little reading assignment, another report to write. But I'm hard on him. Everybody else I'm not hard on. I just want us all to have a good time. Dog bark is about ready to, you know, start barking and howling, and that gets me very excited. I'm still at Queen City Park. I earned my Christ Kitchen hat. I started a breakfast club. And those of us of our age know the movie Breakfast Club. Well, I was technology savvy. Like I said, I'd have Ted Nelson walking away, and everybody all. But, you know, I just sometimes just use my imagination, and I'm able to articulate with my mouth. Almost like if I was a book. I do the same thing still, go to Mass every day when I can. I pray every day, and I go by VCAM, and I pray for them. Bloom and Flower, I go, I pray for Melissa's shot. Rachel at Dommy's Old Liberty House. Try to get to Christ Kitchen if I'm still energetic. You know, I'm doing everything I can to stay a true Victorian. But to do that means I got to grow internally, take care of myself, so I can take care and help each one of you guys continually. So I thank you for allowing me to be here, and my birthday is September 6th. I didn't think I was gonna make it. It was a rough year. So I just wanted to wish myself an early happy birthday. And I wanted to say thank you once again to all of you who sit up there and make these decisions that make Victoria great.
Thank you,
bless
Mr.
you all.
Lopez, and thank you for all you do volunteering in the community. We appreciate it. Mr. Harley Fisk. Good evening, Mr. Fisk. Good to see you.
Hi. Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, and interested citizens. I've been known on occasion to speak, especially in support of people who, for one reason or another, can't speak for themselves, all right? About a week and a half ago, I was invited to an event in Hallettsville, right, outside the county, right, for a program called Infant Swimming Resources, right? Apparently, drowning is the major cause of death of children between the ages of 1 and 4, right? This program teaches kids aging from 6 months to 6 years how to survive in the water, whether it be in a stock tank, a swimming pool, or a bathtub. Right? I found out that Victoria does not have a comparable program. All right? And I think that is something that I would like to see the city develop. All right? As far as I can tell, it doesn't require a lot of resources other than access to a pool and access to an instructor. All right, and there may very well be groups other than the infant swimming resources that offer the same program. All right? I know I started my daughter swimming probably a little older than that. She was probably 1. She ended up swimming competitively through high school, usually being able to place within the top 10 in state. And should she have chosen to continue swimming in college, she could have gotten a scholarship. She was also smarter than I was, so she managed to get an academic scholarship. So that worked out well. So really, I just want to encourage the city to look into that, because I know Jesus doesn't have much else to do.
Adding it to my list.
So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisk. Okay, please excuse me, I'm going to get the name pronounced incorrectly. Mahapach? Say it again in the microphone for me, please. I'll try to get it right.
Tosh.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and the member of the council. I was looking at the agenda and I've noticed that the city wants to buy an inserting system that can save us money and is going to be fast. I think it's a great idea, especially if city needs mailing needs of the city grows, then we don't have to pay extra money, and especially it adds security and confidentiality, because everything is going to stay in city, even the mailing, and it's one-time investment with a few maintenance that we have to add yearly. The only thing I didn't see that I search and see the reviews, I didn't see any reviews, but I've noticed that a lot of other cities and states, even Sundance Film Festival, they are buying it. And it means probably it's a good investment, and I just want to say thank you for doing that. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Did you want to speak at all about your application?
Oh, do you want me to add it?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I thought I have to comment.
No,
Yeah.
there's no other time to come back, so.
Oh, okay. I have a master's degree in architecture and urban design, and I'm the president-elect of Kiwanis Club. I've been involved in the community last 10 years. 11 years ago, I moved to Victoria, Texas, and I would love to join the Planning Commission as a member to serve the city. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Von der Rohe. And good evening to you as well. Good to see you.
Good evening, council, mayor. I just wanted to thank Jesus and Ken for putting $1 million worth of road repair into Christ Kitchen, Queen City area, because that's one of the places that's neglected, because there are people that have good jobs and they need good roads to go to and from work because they donate lots of money to Christ's Kitchen. And last week they had brisket spaghetti, and I've never tasted, I'd have paid $20 for it. I've never tasted much better than the Pump House, But anyway, wanted to thank the police and code enforcement for making the car wash and all the areas safer. And there's a lot of homeless people, along the fence at Salvation Army. I don't know if someone could maybe bring a pallet of water to Salvation Army and have someone hydrate them, because this month is supposed to be 100+ and stuff. And I feel bad for all the people there, dehydrating and stuff, and hopefully someone can get some kind of arrangements for the homeless and help them, at least give them water, And just want to thank the police and code enforcement for staying on top of the owners, because, we have Keep Victoria Beautiful, and some people take pride in their businesses, but some owners don't take pride in their business, and the only way they can make it beautiful is for code enforcement to cite them a couple times and stay on top of it, for a couple months, and that's how they keep it clean. Thanks, and have a good evening. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, with that, we'll close citizens' communication. Tonight, we don't have any items with public hearings, and we do have a consent agenda. Ms. Hilbrick, will you read us through that?
Yes, sir. Item D1 is the adoption of minutes to the regular meeting held on August 1st, 2023. Item D2 is a resolution authorizing a grant application to the Lone Star Operation in an approximate amount of $342,400.49 and to designate the city manager as the authorized official. Item D3 is a resolution approving an interlocal agreement with the Golden Crescent Regional Planning Commission for E911 Public Answering Point Services. Item D4 is a resolution approving an agreement with WCD Enterprises LLC for mowing and flowerbed maintenance at the Victoria Community Center in the amount of $68,685. Item D5 is a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement with Gulf Bend Center for provision of mental health peace officer services. Item D6 is a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding with the Victoria County for 2023 Edward Brin Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, or the JAG program. Item D7 is a resolution approving a purchase of the Pitney Bowes Relay 7000 inserting system in the amount of $52,264.79 utilizing buy board contract 656-21.
So moved. We adopted. The consent agenda is read.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item E1.
Item E1 is a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Ardura Group Incorporated for grant administration services related to the CDBG MIT-MOD application for the Texas General Land Office in the amount not to exceed $565,079.
Good evening, Ms. Connally.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you. I'm going to talk really quickly about the process, the RFP process for identifying the recommendation for this evening. And then when I'm finished speaking, we have a representative of Ardura Group here to also give a presentation about their services. An evaluation committee was formed to evaluate an RFP that included Victoria Reyna, Robert Strick, Kristen Kopecki, and Keisha Smith. Included in the RFP, the scope of work includes development of the application that will include multiple projects, construction management, environmental services, Labor Standards Act compliance and documentation, reporting, and successful completion and closeout that often includes an audit. We had 5 really good respondents: Ardura Group, CSRS LLC, GrantWorks, Langford Community Management Services, and Gary R. Traylor and Associates. Some of the evaluation criteria included, the experience with federally funded projects, project types that might be similar to what we're thinking, work performance, monitoring findings, their capacity, the qualifications and experience of their staff, current and future workloads, demonstrated understanding of the MIT program, which is separate from all the other CDBG stuff that we have experience with, but this is a little bit different. And then, of course, obviously, proposed cost. The evaluation committee committed to the confidentiality. We each did an independent evaluation, and then we did a discussion and review. After that point, we had numbers that were averaged together, and from those, we selected the top 3 to ask in for interviews to speak directly to the team that would be assigned to the city's projects. And this is a kind of a technical thing, but I just want to kind of demonstrate it was very close. They were all very good candidates. We wanted to recommend the Ardura group based on their experience, their work performance in managing incredible amounts of post-Harvey money throughout Texas. Their staff has demonstrated highly knowledgeable with established GLO relationships. It's going to be really important going forward. We're going to be working with the GLO for a long time because we're getting a pretty tremendous amount of money. Their cost proposal was acceptable. Their interview was great. They have extensive past and present experience with CMAR, which we know is going to be important for our projects, and extensive knowledge of government code, which is also going to be a big issue. One of the things that I want to make clear is that what they'll be handling in terms of the work with us is going to be helping us with the application, helping us with construction management, helping us with labor standards, which includes making sure that any contractors we hire are complying with all of the applicable federal laws, because that has to be documented to the GLO and ultimately to HUD. The other thing that they're going to provide is environmental review for any construction projects. That's also an important process that has to be documented in a very specific way to the state and federal agencies. I tried to go fast so we can make it a quick meeting. Any questions?
Will they be locally staffed, or is it, because we're going to have these projects underway, and you said construction management part,
They do have an office in Austin, yes.
so they'll just be,
There is a location in Austin, but probably Molly can speak to that more directly than I can. They do have an office in Austin, though.
and when you say construction management, what's that mean?
Well, part of what, they have a lot of experience with engineering and construction. So when we submit what we have, they have people capable of reviewing it, who understand the grant process and what we need to document for the funder. So construction management is just slightly different in terms of the grant from what it would be from an engineer.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to convey is that if we take into account the uses of the money, recall that part of this money we want to apply towards the public safety headquarters building, some of it to more traditional engineering projects, like utility projects. And what we're trying to convey is that this particular firm has experience in working on not only engineering projects, because they're an engineering company, but also have experience in working with construction projects. So their level of understanding of what we're trying to achieve with using some of these dollars for the building stood out compared to interviews with other firms.
Exactly, and especially
Because
in,
it's specifically because of what we want to use the money for.
right.
Not like I would think of in conventional terms of construction management.
Right.
No, that they're not doing that.
Okay.
Right.
But it's simply their knowledge of understanding how that works, in theory will
And
benefit
how that
us.
interfaces then with GLO
Correct.
requirements.
Exactly, in the
Exactly.
context of the grant and what our requirements are for that,
documentation.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
More documentation than actual construction work.
Right, it's a
oversight.
compliance, exactly, it's
Yes.
compliance,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get my last slide. There we go, perfect. Molly? This is Molly Quirk with Ardura Group.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Very happy to be here this evening. To answer your questions from that you just had, Jesus laid out very well that we do have construction managers on our staff. In fact, they were part of our interview team. Right now, he's managing a very large water treatment plant project in Pearland that's about to wrap up. So he will be available for any questions you might have. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, and as far as being here, Eric is here once a month, and he spends a week in Central Texas. So you will be a part of his routine, if you will. So you'll get him for a couple days once a month. All right, Here we go. So, who are we? We are a multidisciplinary firm. We do engineering. The environmental team that we have actually on board for this was served as the environmental team reviewing a bunch of things for the last Harvey grant for GLO. So we know the GLO. I am a former GLO employee. I worked inside the building. So my relationships with the team over there is pretty strong. We have very extensive CDBG experience, and we have worked together as a team. I've been with Ardura for 3 years, and this is quite possibly one of my favorite teams to work with. They do a really great job. And then we understand local government. We've worked with local governments across the state for over 25 years. Here's a little bit about Ardura. We have 300 plus employees in Texas. The team that we will have for you guys is 5, and they will be here when you need them. We have 100 plus licensed engineers. We have 30 federally declared disasters that we've worked on, including Rita, Ike, Harvey, COVID-19, and then the winter storm. So we know the GLO and we know TDM. We've done over $25 billion in infrastructure and recovery and mitigation. And as I said, we have done 25 years working in Texas and 100 plus cities. This is basically a look at how we will manage a grant. I think the most important thing here is the successful closeout. We like to say that we like to come in and help you guys and then get out as quickly as possible. So, and save you money along the way. And then here is why Ardura. We have a very unique skill set. As we've talked about, we have construction managers and we have engineers. We've worked on both sides of these projects. Our delivery approach, we actively manage scope, schedule, and budget to match federal fund requirements. And we have a proven delivery method to accelerate work, confirm pricing early, and increase MWBE opportunities. And then we're proven transparent reporting and program controls. I will say one of the things that I've really enjoyed seeing Eric and the team do is we know the audits come with this money. And so on the front end, we make sure that everything is aligned and properly ready to go. So we have checklists. We like checklists. And then again, Katy mentioned our alternative delivery experience. It's something that we pride ourselves on. We have a group of engineers out of our Houston office who CMAR is their favorite thing to do. So we definitely have that experience, and we are looking forward to working with you guys. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Yes, ma'am. The drawdowns, are they going to be done by y'all or the city's going to do them?
The actual drawdowns from the GLO?
Yes, ma'am.
It'll be managed through us, but with the help of them, the process. The city's still involved in the operation. They're the front person who help us, guide us through the process and report everything.
Okay,
So we're still responsible technically.
okay.
One of the things that I don't, and I apologize if you mentioned it, but we have done work with Ardura before. They're the engineering company that actually designed Dairy Road. And so you may recall a conversation, I guess maybe a couple years ago now, where we had a conversation about including a third engineering company, into the fold as we're trying to do more projects. So that ended up being Ardura. And so our engineering staff has a very positive working relationship with their engineering staff on that project. Just for context, there's already an established rapport there.
All right. Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
I'm getting distracted. There's some little spider web floating around here. I'm sure no one else can see it. I look crazy looking around. Yeah, it's here.
The meds have kicked in.
Yeah. April saw it. All right, I'm not just wandering around with my eyes, I promise. All right, is there any further discussion on E1? Any motions?
I so move that we accept the contract with them.
I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second to approve item E1. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have E2, appoint or reappoint members to the Planning Commission. Ms. Hilbrick will do our presentation for us.
Thank you for reading that. I had asked Ms. Ruby to read it, but that's fine.
Oh.
Ruby sits in, that was her, 5 seconds of fame, and it just got pulled.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ruby.
So good evening, Mayor and Council. The resolution before you tonight is to appoint or reappoint members to the Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission is composed of 9 members that serve 3-year staggered terms, and they may not serve more than 2 consecutive 3-year terms. So the current members are listed here. You can see that the top 3, Brian Rokita, Brian Olguin, and Vic Caldwell, their terms are all up this month. The 3 appointments that we're going to be voting on tonight will expire this month, and the new terms will end in August of 2026 for the 3 years. One of the current members, Mr. Olguin, does wish to be reappointed and is eligible. One of the members, Mr. Caldwell, actually does not wish to be reappointed, but is finishing his term and has done great. And then one of the members, Mr. Rokita, is not actually eligible for reappointment. So we received several applications. You can see I have an asterisk by Mr. Olguin that's simply saying that he is actually reapplying for reappointment. And then Mark Hinojosa, Rebecca Spears, Stephen Kidder, Braden Robertson, Bob Constantine, and Paradis Mohibitash. I hope I said that right. I asked her beforehand. Have all applied. Mr. Harley Fisk did actually withdraw his application late this afternoon. So you'll see on your ballots that I've marked through his name so that you'll know why I did that. And the ballots were placed on the dais before the meeting, and your names are all on the ballots because we can't vote by secret ballot. And so you'll just need to circle the name of 3 applicants. If there's not a clear 3 winners, we will vote again, and the applications will be available for review in my office. So if you're ready, I'll come around and pick up those applications.
While she's picking up the ballots and doing the tallying, I just want to thank Mr. Rakota and Mr. Caldwell for their service on the Planning Commission. 6 years for Mr. Rakota and Mr. Caldwell doing 3 years on there. Really appreciate their service and their commitment to Victoria and volunteering to serve on that. So thank you.
You guys did great tonight. We finished in 1 vote. So, Mr. Olguin's name will be entered in the resolution. Rebecca Spears' name will be entered in the resolution, and Ms. Mohibitash's name will be entered in the resolution for appointment. So, thank you.
Thank you. We don't have any city managers' reports tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks. I'm just trying to follow Dr. Young's lead. All right.
I move that we adopt the appointments of Brian Olguin, the reappointment of Brian Olguin, also Rebecca Spears and Paradis Mohibitash.
Yes. I'll second
To
that.
Planning Commission.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right, E2 is done. Now, no city manager reports, no work session. We will have a short executive session, and at 5:45 we will start that, so we'll recess into executive session at 5:45.
Okay, the city council will recess for executive session on the 15th day of August 2020 at 5:35 p.m. The subject matter is as follows: Texas Government Code 551.087, 551.072, and 551.071.